Reno is reporting the White House is bracing for a possible doomsday scenario if hackers can successfully penetrate government computer systems. This as J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says he sees cybersecurity costs doubling after his bank was hacked in a massive security breach. But the key question now is, are there enough people equipped to track cyber threats? Can we protect ourselves? Joining us now is Harley Lippman, founder and CEO of Genesis 10. Harley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So how big of a threat is this to us as it stands today?
It's huge. I don't think the government has really woken up, or businesses, to how serious this is. And unfortunately, it may take a Pearl Harbor to really wake up everyone.
What would a Pearl Harbor look like as far as cyber attacks?
Well, you can't get into your systems. We live on the internet now. Banking, shopping, our life is on the internet. And it could all of a sudden be not only shut down, but all your valuable confidential information, your bank accounts, your money could be frozen, or worse, stolen by someone else.
Well, that is a doomsday scenario. And you're saying the government's not doing enough to protect us. Should they be doing more? Should it be the government? Or should private business be battling it out to earn our money and trust to protect us?
Both. You really need to do that. And what they can do is, for example, in private business, more and more they go into microchips. Microchips are a lot safer than what we have now. We have magnetic strips.
What's a microchip?
Well, microchip doesn't give all the information when you do a transaction. It's put into a credit card. Right now, credit cards and debit cards are on magnetic strips that give your password and give all the information.
Okay, so some of the newer credit cards have that microchip. So perhaps that's one way where, you and I or somebody listening right now could protect themselves, making sure they have that type of credit card.
Correct.
All right, so how else can somebody protect themselves if they think that the government isn't going to?
Well, change your password often and make it complicated. Use numbers and use letters, and to try to confuse people who are trying to break into our system.
It's a tough thing to do, because all of us have a different password for everything, because everybody has different requirements on the length of the password and what has to be in the password. So it's a tough thing to do, but you're saying that's very important.
Very important.
The other concern is that there's not enough people filling these cyber and regulatory jobs to actually get it done. That's hard to imagine when we're talking about, college graduates who can't find work. There's work out there. Go into cybersecurity.
You're right. There is work out there in cybersecurity. If they learn, and that's what we do as a company, we're proactive, because what happens is companies tend to wait till a big problem occurs, as we've heard with Home Depot, Target, J.P. Morgan, many other banks. Dairy Queen was just hacked into. So they often wait for what I call a mini Pearl Harbor, waiting for the big Pearl Harbor.
So do you think that's what it's going to take to see some sort of urgency from Washington and from private business, is for the worst to happen and then
like in anything, like it's just life, human nature. Until we feel real pain, often they don't spend enough, even though they're getting there.
But there's not a lot of trust in the government to get things done right now. Do you think the government's capable of doing more to protect us?
Well, that'll remain to be seen. We will see. I think they know the urgency. I think businesses know the urgency. The question is, will they devote the resources and have the competence to be able to be proactive and focus on this? Because you have people around the world. Someone could be sitting in some country in Asia or in Europe and just sit there and hack into a system. That's where the threat comes from, more than some airline being hijacked or some bomb going off.
Great point. So if there is a major cyber attack, where do you think it's going to come from?
Well, the major countries that are doing it now is Iran, China, Russia, and a number of other countries. But you have rogue individuals, just criminals and criminal gangs.
Is the West the target?
Oh, yes. The West, and in particular, the largest economy in the world, the United States. We're a #1 target.
And when you talk about cyber attacks coming from China, are you referencing the government?
Yes. I mean, it's been reported all over where, in fact, someone just said that either companies have been hacked into by Chinese companies or the Chinese government, or they don't know they've been hacked into by the Chinese government and other companies.
All right. Well, you paint a very scary picture. Is there any silver lining here? Are we doing more now to protect?
We're getting there. We're getting there. And I'm a big believer in this country, and we will eventually conquer this like we've conquered other challenges.
All right. Harley Lippman, thank you for joining us.
You.
Everybody change your passwords. Note to
and remember
self.
them.
Yeah, and remember them.